Teo, by the way, had another name in ECW because these guys were in ECW. Men's Teo and Dick Togo were there, but Men's Teo I think was called Terry Boy in ECW. So if anybody remembers that, I
think this was part of like a trade agreement with ECW.
Yeah. Why these guys?
I don't know, but my thinking, looking back at it, would be to bolster the light heavyweight division, but I don't.
Do you have a Taka figure, by the way? Because I don't.
I do not. Mattel's never made one, to my knowledge.
No.
I only do Mattel, by the way, but.
No. Well, because Jax had a Taka figure, and I wish, looking back, I wish I would have got one. I know it's a random, like, why, but.
No. When people see your collection, that's not random at all. It's in keeping. So.
When I finally get my stuff out of a storage unit and I get my stuff back to, where it should be, then I will, I'll take some pictures and some videos, kind of pull out some obscure ones and show people what I got. But anyway, in the end of this match, Taka pinned Funaki after hitting a Michinoku driver. Now, Uncle Davey Meltzer rated this 2 1/4 stars. I'm using Meltzer's ratings only because his are the only ones publicly available. If you don't, you can find
also,
them.
I think to be fair, back then he was the only one that, and I use this term loosely, like very, very loosely, the only one that mattered. So.
Yeah, I mean, there was Bruce Mitchell and Wade Keller. Keller, you can find him, I think, if you dig hard enough, but I didn't feel like digging that deep. But Dave's ratings are everywhere. He is obviously the top dog in the dirt sheet world. But he rated it 2 1/4 star. I rated it just 2 stars. What did you think of this thing?
I'm going to say 1. I hated it. Sorry. I
didn't think it was horrible.
I watched all the pay-per-views, by the way, for this podcast. I will watch them all the way through. Mm-hmm. Even if I'm like, I want to fast forward this.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
This match I felt was, what can you really do in under 7 minutes? I mean, give me a break.
It was a comedy match, and look who's in it, but.
Yeah, I know.
Not much comedy, but that's what it was intended to be.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to pump the crowd up next because Sable comes out to the ring for a promo, and the crowd just blows for her in more ways than one.
I'll leave that alone.
But before she can speak, however, by the way, Sable in 1998, her cups runneth over. That's all I can say. Got to make the first.
How Roll Tide was she looking, huh?
Oh, good Lord. She was pouring her heart out for all of us to see. But before she can speak, Vince McMahon's theme hits, and Vince comes out with the Stooges, Pat Patterson, Gerald Briscoe. They tell her to get lost, and then when she goes to get out of the ring, Pat touches her butt. She turns around and smacks the crap out of him.
Something tells me she was okay with that, but anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just But then Vince goes on to tell the fans.
They had to have Pat do it, right?
Yeah, I guess so. So it was less threatening. I don't know. But Vince goes on to tell the fans what they already know, that they are big disappointments to their parents. And he's probably right. They're in Pittsburgh. Should I not say? But
he's a Browns fan, folks. He does not like Pittsburgh. Let's just get that out there. I mean, not that I do, but I probably just dislike it like less than he does.
Right. But then he pumps up the main event between Kane and Austin, saying that Kane will definitely beat Stone Cold. This was, right smack dab in the middle of the McMahon-Austin feud.
Okay,
but this
real
next
quick,
match,
not to be that fan, but this pay-per-view, if you're watching it, if you're at this part, you've already bought the pay-per-view. What's the point of hyping up the match on the card you've already spent your money on? This seems like something that could have happened on Sunday Night Heats. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, this segment was just a way to... Because Sable, and I hate WWE. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to other, promotional posters for other companies too much. But I think WWE is the biggest violator of this. Pisses me off. They'll put somebody on the pay-per-view poster who maybe has a cameo on the show.
Yeah, right.
Like, Sable is front and center on the pay-per-view poster next to a guillotine. Why? She came out. She didn't even speak. She walked to the ring, grabbed a mic, turned around, smacked Pat Patterson, and left.
I'll tell you why. To sell the tape to adolescent teenagers.
Yeah, I mean, there's that. Can't get a hold of your dad's Playboys, so there you go.
Wow.
This next match, though, was even worse than that segment. It was Ken Shamrock taking on Double J, Jeff Jarrett, and he had Tennessee Lee in his corner. This was a King of the Ring semifinals match and only got 5.5 minutes. In the end, Shamrock hit Jarrett with a Frankensteiner and then forced him to submit with an ankle lock. It was kind of a cool transition. But then he does this to advance to the finals of the tournament. Tennessee Lee then runs in, gets a belly-to-belly suplex for his, for good measure after the match. Uncle Dave gave it 1 star. I gave it 1.5 because, 5.5 minutes, they gave it a good effort, but it was a 5.5-minute match. What the hell can you do, right?
Oh, I'll give it 2 stars only because it was meant to be fast.
Yeah, giggity. I don't know. I wasn't a big Jeff Jarrett fan. Still am not. Tennessee Lee, he tried, but yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean you tried? That was the world's greatest promoter. You shut your mouth.
What the hell? I was, however, a big Ken Shamrock fan. I have a Jack's figure of him. So,
hey, I chatted with him in New Orleans. Remember at WrestleCon?
Yeah, you got a picture. You chatted with him for a
We had a long chat. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Hold on.
Most down there to do, by the way. You ever go to a convention or something, get a chance to meet him? I know he's like an MMA guy, but man, he is just like the coolest dude to talk to.
Yeah, he seemed pretty cool. He chatted with you about Tito Ortiz and whatever else. So
I told him I thought he was screwed in that Hoist Gracie fight, the one in Bellator. That honestly probably shouldn't have happened, but I think he got screwed because he got hit in the nuts. But
wow,
referee didn't see it. But yeah.
Oh dang. Yeah, I didn't see it either. So because I didn't watch. But anyway, the next fight or match, not fight, but I guess I can call it that. It's got another UFC guy in it. The Rock took on Dan the Beast Severn in a King of the Ring semifinals match. This one only got 4 minutes, 25 seconds. Again, what the hell can you accomplish in that amount of time? They were teasing the chance.
I'm looking at it. I think they're saving all the time for the big matches. These are literally the matches that don't matter. We're going to the finals. That's what matters. So
yeah, but it's
not to make an excuse for it, but that's all I can imagine. But
this was just an Attitude Era trope, though. Like, short, who gives a crap matches, let's get to the story. And it's like, the matches set up the story, and the story sets up the matches. Like, come on. But they were teasing a potential Shamrock Severn finals here. That didn't happen only because neither one of them wanted to voluntarily job to the other one. That was the explanation given by like Bruce Pritchard and others. Said neither one of them wanted to lose a fake fight to the other one when there was still potential money in a real fight. So I don't know. There was that, but there's kayfabe heat between The Rock and Dan Severn only because on the way to this match, Severn kayfabe injured D'Lo Brown in a tournament match. So he kind of the storyline was he like tore D'Lo's pec muscles like off the bone.
Yeah, which wouldn't heal for like 2 years, by the way.
Yeah, they made a Mattel figure of D'Lo and his chest protector. So
he would not ever heal. But
yeah, he had to wear a chest protector, which was like his gimmick because he hit the low down frog splash, and it was like, oh well, he's got that chest protector. It makes it worse. Now we got Roman Reigns who walks around in Kevlar all the time. But
he doesn't do a frog splash though, so
no. But in the end, Mark Henry distracted the referee and allowed D'Lo, with his chest protector on, to hit the lowdown on Severn, allowing The Rock to pin him and advance to the King of the Ring finals to meet Ken Shamrock. Uncle Dave gave this a negative half star. I gave it 1 star just because they crammed a lot of story into 4.5 minutes.
I said 1 too.
Yeah, nothing to write home about, that's for sure.
Also, I don't do half stars, by the way. Just so you know.
I'll do half stars. I'm not going to get.
It's weird, but
I'm not going to get as granular as Meltzer with 4th stars and whatever. It's like, it's either going to be 1, 1.5, or 2. Like that's it.
Well, for me, real quick, going off of that, I'm like at 4.5. What stops from being a total 5? That's what I'm like. No, okay.
Yeah, I get that. But speaking of nothing to write home about, up next we've got the team of Too Much, who was Too Sexy Brian Christopher and Too Hot Scott Taylor. They would eventually go on to be Too Cool and actually be very charismatic as them. This was not this time. They took on the team of Al Snow and Head. Yes, Al Snow's tag team partner was a mannequin head. And the special guest referee was Jerry the King Lawler. So JR called this match by himself. Yay. This match went on for 8.5 minutes. The story of the match is that Jerry Lawler's he had a hatred for ECW, and Al Snow was just coming back after main eventing an ECW pay-per-view. So this is what
I think. Now I think about it real quick. I think Al Snow was the trade for Too Cold Scorpio to go back. I think.
Yeah,
you're wrong on that.
I mean, Al, I'm sure got. Well, not even. I'm sure. I can guarantee Al got the better payday. But as far as he had to work with,
well, at least the check cleared.
Yeah, that is true. But yeah, he just comes off main eventing a pay-per-view for the world title. He comes back. He's teaming with a mannequin head to take on Too Much. Woohoo.
We can say that, but that mannequin head was freaking over, so.
It was, but dang. I have a Jax figure of him, by the way, with a mannequin head. That figure was pulled off shelves because mothers complained that it looked like a severed head. It was freaking stupid. Mick Foley pointed out, he was like, this toy is right next to the other toys from the movie Sleepy Hollow with literal severed heads in the package.
Yeah, but Sleepy Hollow wasn't popular on TV.
Yeah.
That's the argument, I guess. But
this was freaking stupid. But I do have a figure. I also have a Jax figure of Brian Christopher.
I don't have too cool. Wish I did.
I don't have a Scott Taylor or a Scotty Too Hottie, whatever you want to call him. But I do have Brian Christopher. I do have Jerry Lawler. I have 2 Jax figures of him. But yeah, so like I said, Jim Ross is alone on commentary for this. The 2 stories here was Lawler's hatred for ECW and the ongoing story about them bringing up that Brian Christopher was actually Jerry Lawler's son, and Lawler continuously denying it. So, yeah. And then they were trying to figure out, well, then why do you have favoritism towards him? Oh, because he's a great wrestler, blah, blah, blah.
My favorite line ever was Jim Ross, just like so casually. Oh, this kid, Brian Christopher, some people say he got a bad break at birth, but I don't know. Like, holy crap.
That's fantastic. Obviously, Brian Christopher left us way too soon. Died in jail. That was unfortunate. I was hoping that he would, pull the nose up on that before he died, but his demons, as they say, got the better of him, and yeah. And Scott Taylor's still out there doing stuff. Al Snow, Jerry Lawler's still out there wrestling, which is just mind blowing.
With a stent in his heart, by the way.
Yeah,
I would think that'd just be like, no, I'm done with anything. But
oh yeah, I'd be sitting my butt down. But good for him, I guess. The crowd is deader than Kelsey's nuts for this match, by the way. In the end, let's get to the end. We have to. In the end, Lawler handed Brian Christopher a bottle of Head and Shoulders shampoo. They put the head on the bottle, laid it down. Christopher pinned the head for a 3 count. This was embarrassing. Uncle Dave.
I'm gonna give it 1. I'm gonna give it 1 star only because I thought it was funny as hell with Lawler reprimanding the head.
Yeah, I gave it 1 star. Uncle Dave gave it -2 stars.